So yesterday we got the news that we were ministers of God, and that may have seemed a little overwhelming, which really adds to the beauty of lesson 155. I will step back and let him lead the way. So yeah, that was a bit overwhelming, and we were all like, what? Who, me? No, nah, couldn't be. But really, if we just have that little bit of willingness and we step back and let him lead the way, we will learn that there is a way of living in the world that is not here, although it seems to be. You do not change appearance, though you smile more frequently. Your forehead is serene. What's up, A Course in Miracles, Botox? Your eyes are quiet. And the ones who walk the world as you do recognize their own. Then it kind of gets a little like funkadelic. Then it also says, yet those who have not yet perceived the way will recognize you also and believe that you are like them as you were before. Anyways, the world is an illusion. Bottom line. But yeah, you do start to feel the changes of A Course in Miracles. No, it's really not that great of Botox, but you do start to be easier about things. You do start to not scrunch your face in disgust quite like you did before. So the world is an illusion. Dun, da, da, da. Those who choose to come to it, you, are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. Yet when they find their own reality is even here, then they step back and let it lead the way. What other choice is really theirs to make? To let illusions walk ahead of truth is madness, but to let illusions sink behind the truth and let the truth stand forth as what it is merely sanity. So you kind of just stop with all your egoic bullshit and you let truth come forward. So this is the simple choice we make today. The mad illusion will remain a while in evidence for those to look upon who chose to come and have not yet rejoiced to find they were mistaken in their choice. So they cannot learn directly from the truth because they have denied that it was so. And so they need a teacher who perceives their madness, but who still can look beyond illusion to the simple truth in them. So where are you at? Are you still holding on to your illusions, or are you ready to have a teacher? Not me, the Holy Spirit. That's what that means. The Holy Spirit who's gonna perceive your madness, but can still look beyond illusion to the simple truth in you. If truth demanded they give up the world, it would appear to them as if it asked the sacrifice of something that is real. So many have chosen to renounce the world while still believing its reality, and they have suffered from a sense of loss and have not been released accordingly. And others have chosen nothing but the world, and they have suffered from a sense of loss still deeper, which they did not understand. All right, so between these two paths, there is another road that leads away from loss of every kind, for sacrifice and deprivation. Both are quickly left behind. This is the way appointed for you now. You walk this path as others walk, nor do you seem to be distinct from them, although you are indeed. Thus can you serve them while you serve yourself, and set their footprints on the way that God has opened up to you and them through you. So we'll just pause right there because, yeah, there is a different path, whether you call it the middle way or the lighted path or the path to Jesus, whatever you want to call it. You will be on this other path and you're going to help other people get on their similar path. Back to Jesus. Yeah. Jesus, for lesson 155, said, there will be great peace and joy when you surrender to higher will. So when you step back and let him lead the way, you will be guided to great peace and joy through this higher will. You miscreate when you worship idols in this illusion, idols of scarcity and lack and sickness and poverty. You say you want to have money, but then all you talk about is how broke you are. You believe in poverty, and the universe can only reflect back to you what you believe. So when you worship these idols of lack, that is exactly what you get. So use forgiveness and use access to your highest consciousness to help you. Have higher consciousness help you, this higher will. Stop chasing idols and start chasing peace. Start chasing love and joy. The universe is listening and reflects back to you. So practice gratitude in everything you do and chase happiness of the highest high. The highest high, huh? Okay, sometimes I just don't know how to end something, so I just make something up. But definitely listen to those Tina Jesus things on Channeling Jesus and Ananda, Tina Louise Spalding's website. She's got a playlist. I think I have the playlist saved on my channel. Like, it is worth it to scroll the whole way freaking down to lesson 155. Every time you got to scroll the whole way down the playlist. I don't know. This world of illusions. I wish it would get, could you just remember where I left off? That'd be great. Illusion still appears to cling to you, that you may reach them, yet it has stepped back. So I guess them is the people that you're going to affect, that you're going to guide, because you're a minister now, remember? So illusion still appears to cling to you so that you can relate, so they can relate to you. So yet it has stepped back, and it is not illusion that they hear you speak of, nor illusion that you bring their eyes to look and their minds to grasp, nor can the truth which walks ahead of you speak to them through illusions. For the road leads past illusion now, while on the way you call to them that they may follow you. All roads will lead to this one in the end. For sacrifice and deprivation are paths that lead nowhere, choices for defeat, and aims that will remain impossible. All this steps back as truth comes forth in you to lead your brothers from the ways of death and set them on the way to happiness. Their suffering is but illusion, yet they need a guide to lead them out of it, for they mistake illusion for the truth. So, hello, who's there? Salvation. Such is salvation's call and nothing more. It asks that you accept the truth, let it go before you, lighting up the path of a ransom from illusion. It is not a ransom with a price. There is no cost, but only gain. Illusion can but seem to hold in chains the Holy Son of God. It is but from illusions he is saved. As they step back, he finds himself again. All right, so walk safely now, okay? That's what it says, literally. Walk safely now, yet carefully, because this path is new to you. So you could trip. And you may find that you are tempted still to walk ahead of truth and let illusions be your guide. I can't believe you're still tempted to do this. Your holy brothers have been given you to follow in your footsteps as you walk with certainty of purpose to the truth. It goes before you now that they may see something with which they can identify, something they understand to lead the way. Isn't this like a good one? I can't stop reading it. Yet at the journey's ending, there will be no gap, no distance between truth and you, and all illusions walking in the way you traveled will be gone from you as well, with nothing left to keep the truth apart from God's completion, holy as himself. Step back in faith and let truth lead the way. You know not where you go, but one who knows goes with you. Let him lead you with the rest. Pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 155, Insights. I will step back and let him lead the way. This lesson is comforting and inspiring to me as it challenges me to strengthen my commitment and focus on walking the way to God. After reading through it, I felt uplifted and assured that I do not walk alone. I always have with me a mighty companion and guide who always guides me on the way to truth. My only job is to follow, not lead, not decide on my own what to do or what anything means. I felt inspired to accept the challenge to redouble my efforts to be mindful of my thoughts and attitudes. The path to God is a path of peace and happiness and unlimited love. It is surely worth the effort to pay attention to the diversions I have given time to and identified with what interferes with my awareness of the path of joy that leads to God. The choice for truth is more clear, and illusions are a bit more obvious to me. The choice becomes easier and easier as I am more willing to let him lead the way. I am also reminded this journey brings with it a responsibility, but not a burden. The responsibility is to all my brothers along with me, for we share one self. As I walk to God and become more and more aware of his unifying love, I become more aware of the love that joins me with all my brothers. As I walk the journey, I cannot help but share what I have learned and am learning, because it is in the sharing that I strengthen it in my own awareness. Each time I share, I feel stronger. My light is brighter as I see the light in my brothers grow stronger. The light has always been there and never changes. But as I release myself from illusions of separation from the light, from illusions of darkness, I become more aware of the everlasting light that is my source. Today I hold Holy Spirit's hand and let him lead the way to show me what is true and real and give me his strength to lay aside the childish toys of illusion that do not serve me. I walk to God. Learning to step back takes willingness, practice, and patience. It takes remembering what I have learned in the past means nothing. It means letting the Holy Spirit take over the reins. It means not deciding what anything means on my own. I have found this to be quite challenging at times. Many times, I do not even realize I have retaken the reins and have returned to deciding I know what something means based on what I've learned before. As soon as I notice it, my job is again to step back and move into a place of openness and receptivity to the Holy Spirit. In that quiet place, the Holy Spirit is always there, waiting for my willingness to step back again. Holy Spirit is the bridge that returns me to my true self. But to get on that bridge, I must be willing to step back, open my mind, and be receptive to the truth. This world is an illusion. My experience of this world depends on what I am looking for. If I am looking for separation, being an individual and having a private life where I make decisions on my own, I will find it. If instead I am looking for a return to God, a return to oneness, a return to eternal love, The way will be made for me to find it. This is my decision. What I seek for, I will find. If I choose to return to my source, to God, I must learn to step back. I must learn all I have learned in the world means nothing. God's laws are not the world's laws. God's mind is the opposite of this world's thought system. I must be willing to let go of all the world's false ideas. This is what I find when I practice stepping back and not trying to make decisions on my own. The Holy Spirit always waits patiently for my return. Because the Holy Spirit knows this world is just an illusion coming from the false ego mind, it just smiles when I think I have a problem. As I ask that my thoughts be purified, all the distress just seems to fall away. What was in turmoil now becomes calm. Worries are quieted. I am able to see each situation differently. Only God's united love matters, and what does not matter is not my concern. All is well. There is nothing to fear. It feels like I have been lifted up and have been allowed to see the love behind the illusion. This is so comforting and reassuring. The truth is true and nothing else is true. All is eternally safe. All is well, no matter what appearances made up by the ego look like. The real world is always there, waiting for my willingness to see it. All is safe. All is well in the mind of God. When I am willing to step back and let Him lead the way, this is what I am shown. I am shown the reality behind illusions. I am shown there is nothing more important than being willing to do this more and more each day as I walk along the road of return to Him. I walk to the music of God. God sets the rhythm. God sets the melody. I walk in step with it as I follow the music. God goes before me and I walk in that flow of harmony and love. God leads the way to God in perfect harmony and order at just the right pace. The great dance of love and creation, each step as graceful as a ballerina in perfect balance, each step light, airy, vibrant. Yes, I walk to God today with a heart full of joy and tenderness, skipping to the beat of the way home. The melody encourages me to continue, and the way seems easier as I follow it. Yes, today I walk to God with God's music leading the way. There can be no greater joy than this. Every step is confidently filled with love, joy, and peace. Each step is filled with grace and gratitude. My goal today is to have that more frequent smile, the serene forehead, the quiet eyes this lesson speaks of. It's only with commitment and dedication to this course that I have the awareness this goal is possible to reach. And it is by this same commitment and dedication that I have learned the only way to reach this goal is by stepping back and allowing myself to be led. I never realized before that I learned to accept and adjust to discomfort in my life. But today, even though I still have uncomfortable moments, I'm learning not to judge situations, but instead to step back. And even though I don't always hear the answer, I'm learning not to come to any conclusions by myself. Sometimes I'm not sure where I'm being led to, but I know it feels good and only gets better if I just trust. pathwaysoflight.org. So the pathwaysoflight.org, this whole lesson kind of reminds me of when I initially reached out to them for permission to read these for these afternoon ACIMs, and they didn't tell me yes or no right away. They basically said, okay, we're going to ask the Holy Spirit. So like when they really practice like sitting and listening for the answer, for the guidance, and they said yes, that I could read them. And I was like, yeah, Holy Spirit's on my side. Thank you. Because I've asked other people to like, collaborate, and their Holy Spirit's told them, no, don't connect with her. But anyways, I do really appreciate the Pathways of Light giving me permission to narrate to the best of my ability and share these with you and with me, because there is such benefit for me to read them out loud for my selfish self, because they're just so good, you guys. The Pathways of Light do not get enough recognition. They are so freaking good, because this is good, but the Pathways of Light, these are people who have been practicing it for years. And so they're very honest, and it gives you good insight how to maybe take a step back and listen, and, don't make the decisions on your own. That kind of sometimes doesn't sound right. Like I won't make any decisions on my own. But what it means is don't let your ego be making the decisions. Okay, that's on your own when you are just blindly following the ego who's leading you headfirst into illusions. Like, take time to ask the Holy Spirit to show you what you need to be shown, to correct your perception. Like, okay, wait, instead of me judging, jumping, thinking I know best, can I step back, literally, step back? How far bringing back do I need to go? Look how big my plants look when I step back like this. Like, can I step back and let the Holy Spirit guide me? Can I let him, that love, guide me into something different? So good stories. It does get easier and easier. You do get calmer and calmer when you stop getting snookered and suckered in to the ego's game. So when dreams are over, time has closed the door on all the things that pass, and miracles are purposeless, the Holy Son of God will make no journeys. So at some point, we don't need miracles anymore. We don't need miracles anymore when dreams are over, when time is over. When we go back to God, there is no need for miracles. There will be no wish to be illusion rather than the truth. And we step forth toward this as we progress along the way that truth points out to us. This is our final journey, which we make for everyone. We must not lose our way, for as truth goes before us, so it goes before our brothers who will follow us. So we're going back home. We're going back to God. There's no discussion on this, kids. We're all going. So that's kind of an overwhelming idea, I think. I do acknowledge that. But then also think about all the times when life has gotten you to the point of being like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this is so stupid. So on that note, we walk to God. Pause and reflect on this. Could any way be holier or more deserving of your effort, of your love, and of your full intent? What way could give you more than everything, or offer less and still content the Holy Son of God. We walk to God. The truth that walks before us now is one with him and leads us to where he has always been. What way but this could be a path that you would choose instead? Do I need reading glasses? Your feet are safely set upon the road that leads the world to God. Look not to ways that seem to lead you elsewhere. So dreams are not a worthy guide for you who are God's son. Forget not, he has placed his hand in yours and given you your brothers in his trust, that you are worthy of his trust in you. He cannot be deceived. Oh, I'm just going to read the whole damn thing. His trust has made your pathway certain and your goal secure. He will not fail your brothers nor yourself. Yeah, you can always tell when I really like a lesson because I'll read the whole damn thing. Whereas like some of these lessons, I pick like 3 sentences and I was like, good enough, let's go. Also, I have time today. I have time today to just sit with you, and that's nice. All right, one more paragraph. And now he asks, but that you think of him a while each day, that he may speak to you and tell you of his love, reminding you how great his trust, how limitless his love. In your name and his own, which are the same, we practice gladly with this thought today. I will step back and let him lead the way, for I would walk along the road to him. So there you go. Stay on the path.